Hi guys, so I'm going to go through the private page here. Everything included in this is going to be for you and educate you along the way. If you need any help on anything, then you can log into this page and it's going to help you loads. Because what's going to happen is you're going to have questions on injuries, nutrition, you're going to have things on scheduling. There's loads of things going to be on here that you're going to have questions for. Everything's going to be under one roof and is easy to navigate through. So I'm going to show you now the actual page. So as you can see here on the screen, we've got nutrition, injuries, mobility, mindset, client check-ins, exercise sheet, leaderboard, and calendar. I'm going to go through these one by one and explain to you what they are, and I'm going to do it as quick as possible so you don't have to wait around. So nutrition. Okay, so as I'm clicking into nutrition, I've kept it nice and simple. As you know, I'm very simplistic with nutrition, but I've also given you a couple of options. So animal-based nutrition, animal-based grocery list, how I eat in a day. What that is if I click the animal-based grocery list, it'll be a PDF and it'll just explain what's on it. Very simplistic, all the proteins that you have here. You've got your beef, you have got obviously pastured raised pork, so it's obviously the quality of meat that you're having as well. Bone broth, fish, eggs and organ meat, for example, if that's something you like liver, etc. Sweet fruits, non-sweet fruits. You can obviously eat whatever vegetables you want and whatever fruits you want. That's up to yourself. It's just these are the optimized ones to follow. But if you want stuff out with that, you don't have to be obsessive with it. So that's not an issue at all. Underneath that is how I eat in a day. That takes you to a YouTube link, which will be Dr. Paul Saladino, which will explain what he does in a day in terms of food, and is really easy to follow and it explains things in a little bit more detail. Onto fasting, how do you intermittent fast? So it just gives you a bit of a step-by-step guide on how to intermittent fast, really straightforward again. Some people need that kind of structure. If you don't have any idea about it, that gives you that complete guide. Fasting, a path to mental and physical transcendence. Again, that's another understanding of things. So if you click that, it gives you a little bit more detail. That's a TEDx talk, and that gives you another description based around the complete guide. So it's a bit different to that. Calculated macro PDF. This is an awesome, meal plan that was made by a chef, and Andrew Doherty specifically. He put together, we obviously, went through all the food that's relative to people in terms of keeping a high protein level, but also giving that kind of enjoyable factor to it so it's sustainable over time. I find eating more of an animal-based diet super sustainable. And I would recommend following a sustainable diet such as an animal-based, and then, for example, maybe at the weekend, a little bit more leniency, and then following this recipe book. That, for me, is easy because it's less time-consuming and it's more sustainable to follow an animal-based diet because it's simplistic. And then when you have a bit more time, then at the weekend you can also cook, other meals. So as you can see here, it gives you a quick introduction, which I'm sure you can read through. It gives you breakfast, which is, pancakes, and you can clearly see the breakdown of the calories and the macro breakdown, and also it gives you the ingredients, the directions on how to make it. How simplistic is that? So again, it goes through this next breakfast, third breakfast, it goes all the way through. Gives you meat and poultry, burgers, Thai green curry, it gives you mozzarella stuffed chicken, more chicken, a little stir fry, meatballs. Keeps going through. You can go through that on your own. You can check out all these different meals, and I recommend all of them, to be honest. All of them I've tried to focus on having as high protein as you possibly can. So yeah, and those are those. So moving on, I'll just go back on this. 1 second. You can go on to injuries. Go quick into injuries. Again, you can click these clickable links. You can go to shoulder, elbow, wrist, hip, and these will just give you a breakdown. I won't go through them all. Knee, ankle, I'll give you a breakdown of exactly how to fix and prevent a lot of these things, and it's super helpful that way because everything's under one roof. Because before I was sending people in the group and it was getting lost, but now everything's under one area. And you can literally just pick what you want from there and actually follow it. Remember, these things need to be done consistently. You can't just do it once or twice and it'll fix. For these things to work, these all are very, professional people out there that will show you exactly how to do things. But you have to follow them consistently before you actually make a decision on how it's affecting you. And most likely it will help substantially if you follow consistently, as I said. Mobility, again, going into mobility. Again, same thing, shoulder, hip, ankle, is something that you should be doing prior to the workouts. You should be coming in 10-15 minutes early, doing the work, doing the warm-up. Again, this is stuff that's injury prevention and it'll help you with performance. If you don't do these, then eventually you're going to be in the injury section and helping yourself going back through it. So you either do one of them. So you're going to have to do it, make sure your warm-up is done, and that'll help you. Not only will that help you with rehab, there's an aspect of rehab to it, but it'll also help you with the warm-up. Going into mindset, I've not went through all of them. There'll be more when you log into this. There'll be more than these two. This is, two mindset videos that I think are fantastic. Again, I'll be adding to these as we go, so you can click through them, and in any updates, you'll see new videos. And I always find them super interesting and insightful. Again, if you obviously it's subjective, but for me, these things are super helpful, and I always just only put things on that are, really important, that I find really important. And normally a lot of people would really agree with a lot of these things. So that's that top section done. Down into the client check-in. So the client check-in here is an example would be Noor. These are obviously just made up names here for now. Your name will be on this list. You just need to look through, know where your name is, click your name, and it will take you straight in. I'll go into Noor, for example. This will give you a breakdown of the actual check-in sheet. Check-in sheet is Noor. She'll be in here, 33, age, female, weight. I'll give you a goal, a strict goal. It'll give you your daily tasks, so the things that you need to do per day. Sometimes those are similar with each person, but as you can see, some will change over time. Some person will have to have 15,000 steps, 16,000 steps. It depends on the individual and also their goals. Calories and macro breakdown, nice and simple. And also here it has all the weights that we should be wrote in each week. So you can just click that. You can put in, she's dropped down to 54 kilos, and then you just keep going along. At the bottom here, if this is the first time you're logging in, make sure you fill in the bottom questions here. I've given 5 questions that are super important and I would expect you to fill out. And the reason I do that is for you to actually understand why you're doing this work, why you're working out specifically, and you can look back on the times, because it's easy for people to train for 12 weeks, 24 weeks, but it's hard to sustain that over a long period of time. And if you write those focuses down when you're having those bad weeks, bad months, you can look back and go like, this is why I'm here, this is why I'm doing this. And that will make you, I wouldn't say motivated, but it will keep you on track and put you back into the straight and narrow. So coming off of that, going on to the next section, will be the exercise sheet. The exercise sheet is pretty clear. This is what you need to do on the days that you're not with me. So an example could be, if this is a lady, her schedule will be Sunday. So what day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4. And then on the days that she's not with me, 2 of those days, 1 or 2, you can then do this. So an example would be, you would start off with a speed 18, incline 6. You would do that for 20 seconds on and 40 seconds off the treadmill. Then you would jump back on for 20 seconds, you would jump off for 40 seconds. Very clear, easy to follow. This is obviously for a man actually. This is a male's sheet. Again, if you're not on that, if you're not even been able to, if you can't run at 18 and incline 6 even to start, just work down, reduce that down to 12 speed and incline 3. It doesn't matter. Build your way up each week until you get to week 1. So that would be more realistic for you. And then when you get to the sheet, that would be a fantastic goal and a fantastic achievement. Again, at the bottom, I've got the rowing interval, which is 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off, which that needs to be programmed into the rower, which I'll show you if you don't understand. And that's done for 24 minutes. Okay, so that's very straightforward in there. Moving on into the leaderboard, I'll click that. You can see here we'll be doing different challenges, not challenges, but workouts. Trap bar deadlift, back squat. I think there's a wee error there with deadlift. Push press, 1 mile run, for example, 1 mile ski, 20-minute run, row. These are the different stuff for men and women, and we'll have a little interactive leaderboard. We'll be doing this as we go and updating it each month to see if there's anyone who's beaten their previous score, or even someone who's in the group, which just keeps it nice and competitive and nice and fun as well. Coming out of the leaderboard, we've got the calendar, which is the final section, which is January, February, March. I'm doing it in quarters. So this is quarter 1 of 2022. You can see in January, this is Tuesday the 4th and the 18th will be Tuesday challenge. This will be something I'll give people. An example would be like the best 500 meter row, and everybody will try that on the Tuesday. And then we'll do, again, February's similar. Obviously, if you go back to January, it will be beach intensive, which will be like a beach workout on January 28th. So you can pre-plan, make sure you're available for that day, because it'll be a nice fun beach session. So I'm doing this so then you're all aware of the dates, and you can pre-plan and make sure they don't miss any sessions that are, because sometimes if I say a week before, people have already got plans, but here it's all clear and you know what's going on. February, same thing, and then but we're on the 25th, we're doing a battle of the fittest, which will be between clients to see who's the fittest of all, and that will be an individual workout that I will give. 25th on March, we'll do a team beach day out, which will be somewhere like Namos in Dubai, and that will be nice and fun for you to do. For people who are online, an online client, again, that will be separate. We will get involved with the Tuesday challenges, but we won't obviously have things like the beach session, etc. Or the battle of the fittest, but we will still have you on the leaderboard. Then moving back out of there. In the leaderboard, you've got the bottom here. Second. Come back, on the calendar, just to finish, just something I missed, it was the program schedule. You click that, it tells you your weekly schedule, so you can download that or screenshot it or take a picture, and you can clearly see the schedule of the sessions for men and women, and you can see which sessions are relative to you. You just need to pick 3 to 4 sessions a week that you are able to do, and just make sure that is consistent. I expect it to be at a minimum of 3 times a week, and as I said before, you have the interval training that I've just explained on the days that you're not with me. So that's everything that I've went through. I don't think I've missed anything, and any questions, as always, please let me know. Enjoy.